It's time for the Beaman Bet. If you want to sing your song, Kieran.
It's the Beaman Bet. The Beaman Bet. It's the Beaman Bet.
Jeff, remind us what bet did you end up making last week, and how did it go?
Okay, so my bets for last weekend, I did a 14 parlay. I bet on Green Bay, Buffalo, the Chiefs, and Tampa all winning. I did a $10 bet, and I won $62.01.
Hold on, Jeff.
And
Let me hold a 10.
You got fucking money. He got money. Get it all for him.
Trey.
and then I did another parlay on the Chiefs game, and I bet on the Chiefs winning, Travis Kelsey scoring, and Kareem Hunt scoring. I bet $2 and won $10.18. So I made $70, and I think I did a few other bets, but they were all $1 bets. So I think I came up like $69 or something last weekend.
Nice.
69, you
Yes,
said? Hello.
yes.
All
I
right.
was looking at the the games for tomorrow for the championship games, and I am willing to hear all suggestions.
Um, I'm gonna write it because I've been writing it for. If I would have placed it the last 2 weeks, it would have hit, and I didn't. Buffalo Bills money line over on the points. Josh Allen over on yardage and Stephon Diggs to score. For $10 bets, it's $142 win
Okay.
this week.
142.
So you're saying Buffalo, and
Straight
you
up.
said what's that?
Buffalo money
Buffalo
line
straight up money line.
Oh,
over
okay,
on
okay.
the over on the points, which is 53 and a half. Stephon Diggs to score at any point, and Josh Allen over on passing yards at 302. Do I think Buffalo's going to win? Not necessarily, but 5 weeks in a row, that bet has hit. And I did the first 3 weeks. I haven't placed it the last 2 weeks, but I placed it this week because if it's just going to keep happening, I'm going to ride it.
I mean, when you guys make football bets, do you not ever put the winning margin in there? Because if
I'm
you think, for instance, like if you're looking at Green Bay and Tampa Bay, I'm thinking it's going to be a high scoring game, but it's going to be a close game, right? So if you're already betting on the winner, but you think it's going to be close, why not throw that winning margin in there anyways?
I mean,
Because
that's
that's
really what
you
this
lose the bet.
spread is for. I've never placed a bet on winning margin.
Yeah, it's pretty
Ever.
specific. That's pretty hard because you can in football
Margins.
you can one
Yeah.
turnover.
Actually, the only time I've placed a bet on winning margin, like the national championship, Ohio State to win by 14 was like
I had
plus
that, yeah. And it was like
plus
plus 28,
2100.
yeah, or something like that, where a
So
$10 bet
if you
is
can find
280.
something like that,
I
winning
say do
margin
that.
is cool to
Yeah.
play
Okay.
with. But
Yeah, unless it's
other
like,
than
because
that,
in the realm of possibilities, and like to Keith's point, we all talked about it, but it was like, oh, what if Ohio State does come out and just stomp Bama? 14 plus points seems pretty easy in a college football game.
yeah.
You know, Bama was able to do it to Ohio State, so it was just like, who's not to say it could happen the other way?
Um,
If the odds are that good, I say do it. If it turns out to be, but that's your bet.
funny, I guess
Well,
a
I
funny
wouldn't
story.
include it with your bet though.
Oh
You
yeah,
might
no, I wouldn't
Yeah,
do that. Yeah,
make a separate bet with that
yeah,
one.
single bet.
You would.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Jeff, I guess
that's not guaranteed. You don't want to mess that one up because you get that one wrong, you get the whole bet wrong.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
guess a funny story about winning margin. Sorry about this, Alex. My parents went to Vegas the week of the national championship, Florida, Ohio State, and the spread was 14 and a half points, Ohio State, I believe. Like they were heavily favored. And my dad placed a $50 bet on Florida to win by three or more touchdowns. The odds were like plus 5,600 or something. And Florida won that game like, what was it, 41 to 18, Alex, or something?
Mm,
It was a it was a
some
beatdown.
absurd. Yeah, it was a beatdown.
And it paid for my parents' entire Vegas vacation because my dad placed
Sheesh.
that bet. So
I won. I won. I won.
The sucky part about that game was Ted Ginn Jr. took the kick return to the
The
house,
opening kick return.
and he got injured on the celebration, and
Yep.
never played the game.
Now I'm not like coursed in the history of Ohio State, but was that like his breaking out moment?
No,
No,
Teddy Jr.
no,
was
his name. He
Okay,
was
I was just making sure because I was like, I
he,
know a lot of people who, oh shit, he returned it in this game, but I was just making
no,
sure because I knew Ted Ginn was good, so I was
he
just
was
making
a
sure.
bigger name recruit
Okay,
going into
good.
college.
Just making sure.
Do you guys have any bets you like for tomorrow?
I'm going to make bets on both games.
the Packers and the Bucks. I actually kind of like I did a small parlay, but I got the points over 52.5 because I do think it's going to be a decently scoring game.
Okay.
But also for the over on yardage, it's only 230 for both Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. So I didn't. I just did Aaron Rodgers because I can. The team is kind of based off of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
How he's going to perform. So I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers to get 230 plus yards, over 52.5 points. Aaron Jones to rush 45 and plus yards, and Leonard Fournette 40 plus yards. I feel like those are pretty secure. All those together, it's plus 325. So it's not crazy.
How's
On the
Ronald Jones? What's
what?
Ronald Jones? What's Ronald Jones up to?
Ronald Jones, the first week of the playoffs, he actually didn't play because of a hamstring issue that's been reoccurring. So that's why I was
Yeah.
iffy on him. And Leonard Fournette's had a great playoff run so far. The only thing I'm iffy on too is the over under because last week every game was under. There was no.
No, all it is Ronald Jones. Like I get it, his whole hammy stuff like that. That's why though he's there. Bruce Arians has said that that's his guy many
Oh, no,
times.
believe me,
So-
if I had to choose who's the better running back out of Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette, it's Ronald Jones. He runs
No,
hard.
yeah, I'm just telling you that if Ronald Jones plays well and good, Leonard Fournette won't play
But that's the thing is he's been consistent for the last 2 weeks. Leonard Fournette has.
because Ronald Jones has been hurt.
And then you also got to look at running back by committee. Why would you run one running back against a team that's got 2 to 3 running backs against you? Like they're going to be running Aaron Jones. They're going to be running AJ Dillon. They're like that's why I'm kind of iffy on this game. Is it going to be one of those shootout games because Aaron Rodgers had a horrible game with against the Buccaneers last game, or is it going to be a game that the Buccaneers run through and own the whole game and keep the clock and it's a low scoring affair? That's where I'm iffy. I think the Chiefs Bills game is pretty easy to say it's going to be high scoring. That one's it's hard for me to see it not being.
No, I was just gonna say I did a little FanDuel, like one of those classic build your team.
Oh, the drafts,
Things. Yeah,
the team builder ones.
and I picked the Packers defense because I think I just for some reason think that it's gonna be a different game than the last time they played, but we'll see.
To go along with that, and to go along with not necessarily believing in Tampa's offense, the spread is minus 3.5 for Green Bay. I would bet that heavy.
The thing too is last week you look at the Buccaneers had all the motivation in the world to beat the Saints. They got whooped twice, whooped. So they're going on the third game. They're trying to prove that they're not the child in this whole, division. So they use all. I feel like they use all their motivation in that game. Then you look at like the Packers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers. This is his. If he loses this game, it's done with the GOAT conversation. Like
The one bad game Rodgers played this year was that Tampa Bay game.
one game
He
and
has
that's what
something
I'm
to
saying.
say about it.
In the snow, he plays fantastic.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams doesn't get touched, and he finds him, and it's just that connection's insane. I mean, 18 touchdowns this year.
The spread being that close, like 3.5, 3. I mean, 2 field goal lead. That's 6 points. You're still sitting pretty. I
So would
just
you
I just
only
feel
bet the spread? Like, would you make that a separate bet and do like $20 on the spread only, or would you include that in your parlay? Is that what
I
you
would
guys are
probably
saying?
do individual game parlays, but I would just add the spread. So like I would do a same game parlay
Include it in
for the Bucks Packers. I would just include the spread because
Okay.
it seems plausible to happen, and then of course same for that same game.
I know you guys mentioned hedging your bets last weekend. With this Buffalo one, since we've gone heavy on the Josh Allen stuff, would you not make the exact same bet and then just flop it to the Chiefs winning, but still including him going over and the over being
You can
the
still, yeah.
54.5 points? So would you guys hedge your bet and do the exact same bet, because we all think that Josh Allen's going to have from what it sounds like, most people think Josh Allen's going to have a pretty good game, but
What are the odds?
there's
Just the total,
mine
my bad.
currently is 836 with the Bills winning, Bills money line over 54.5. Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen over
You putting
302.
$10 on it?
Yeah, so it's like a 83. It's an $83 win.
Yeah.
So you
and
plan on
then-
making 4 bets, or I'm asking, are you going to invest?
Mhm.
If you're doing 4 bets, you're investing $40 to win 80
Yeah.
bucks there, and then however many other one, because you're doing
So,
both
so
games
Jeff,
together, right?
if you keep that parlay,
Yeah, I
with
would.
the
I would
Chiefs
do it. I
winning,
would.
I would too.
Yeah.
if you do that parlay with the Chiefs winning, it's still at plus 688.
So it'd be like $68.
Yeah, so if you put two $10 bets down and the only difference is
You're literally
the
looking like,
Chiefs or the Bills win,
yeah,
not
it's
a bad
So
probably
you
bet.
would do that
80,
because pretty much
60
I'm
Yeah,
bucks
gonna,
difference, but like
as
so
long as
Either
Josh Allen
way,
has a good game,
essentially
then
you're
I'm
betting on Josh Allen
think
to have a
about
good
yeah,
game.
yeah.
That's
That's
literally
what
what
you're
you're
and
doing.
betting
Stephon
on, but
Diggs.
instead, just look at it this way too. You're putting two different bets down, $20 invested, and the most money or the smallest money you'll win is $60, or the most money
Hmm.
you'll win is $80.
All
So
right, so we are here with the Beaman Bet. Jeff has made his final decision. Jeff, what's gonna be our picks?
So I have for Tampa Bay, Green Bay. I have Green Bay for the money line. Devontae Adams scoring a touchdown. Green Bay covering the spread, which is negative 3.5. I have the points going over 52.5, and Aaron Rodgers throwing for over 283.5 passing yards. I put $10 on that. Odds are plus 13.55. Uh, so I'll cash out 135 bucks if I win that. I still think that Josh Allen's going to have a good game, and I think it's going to be a relatively high scoring game. So the only thing I changed there is the Chiefs potentially winning, but I still have Stephon Diggs scoring a touchdown, and Josh Allen over 302.5, and the over on points, which is 54.5. So if for that one, I have $10 on that. Odds are plus 688, so $68 if I win.
Oh, nice. And if anybody
and
doesn't
that's
have
the
anything to
Beeman
say,
bet.
it's the Beaman